When I share pictures of my 1971 Wayfarer dinghy, I often get questions about the lockers in them. They are in fact custom, I made them myself. And I then get questions about how to make them. So I thought I'd give a quick overview of the process I used to make them. I began by establishing a reference line where the front of the lockers would be on the sole of the boat. At points where there would be bulkheads, I established the interior hull shape using a method known as joggling, or using a joggle stick or tick stick. You can look that up if you're not sure what that process is. I was then able to fabricate bulkheads that fit perfectly on the inside, and I cut those out of 3/8" marine plywood that I had bought. I temporarily established these in their locations on a jig, a building jig, and picked up the shape of the various planks by just bending cheap door skins, plywood Luan door skins, around the forms and marking where the joints would be. I connected the lines and faired them with a batten and cut the shapes out. I then temporarily connected the pieces together using plastic zip ties and adjusted the shapes as necessary. Once I was satisfied with the fit, I was able to use these as patterns, which I transferred onto the 3/8" marine ply. I cut these out on the bandsaw and faired them with a block plane. I was then able to temporarily glue the lockers together using hot melt glue. Once I was satisfied with the fit and the shape on those, I was able to permanently attach the pieces using the tack and tape method, where epoxy thickened with wood flour is filled into the joints to make a fillet, and then before it dries, a wet piece of fiberglass cloth saturated in epoxy resin is laid on top of that. Once it cures, you have a watertight and extremely strong bond that almost anyone can make. When the lockers were cured, I then turned them over and started designing and building the tops, including the locker lids. These are watertight. As you can see from the pictures, I designed deep gutters around them so they would shed water. When I was satisfied with how these were laid out and worked, I of course glassed those in using tack and tape also. Next, I put the tops on, cutting out the spaces for the lids. And once those were all done and sanded up, I fit them in the boat. Once I was satisfied with the location, I drilled holes through the existing mounting holes for the seats. The lockers go in the exact same way that the seats do, same bolts, same holes. There's even a cleat in the back that's shaped like the cleat or the cross section of the rear seat, so it slides into the indentation in the back bulkhead, and that's how the back ends are held in. Once I was satisfied with those locations and how everything looked, I took the lockers out, painted them up, installed the hardware for the latches and the hinges, and put them back in the boat. I've been very happy with them. One thing I did was a capsize test to see how much less water would be shipped, and it's considerable. You can see by the picture that the boat floats about on the edge of the lockers there, so only a very small amount of water comes in now when you right the boat after a capsize, probably enough to about fill the bilge, as opposed to before where half the cockpit was flooded. It took a long time to bail out. But the main benefit when you're not capsizing is all of the storage and organization. When I cruise, all of my gear is always put away, easy to access, and most of it stays on the boat, so I don't take as much time packing when I go on trips. Anyway, there's my lockers. Thanks for stopping by. Maybe you want to do a similar project. This only took, I think it was about 2 months start to finish, working in my spare time, so it didn't take that long. All right, take care all.